Well, good morning. It's Jerry's Naked Bible Study, and today is really kind of like part two from yesterday. If you recall, Paul had been grabbed up by the mob and was brought before the chief priest, I think they call the name. Anyway, they got all these titles, and he's going to make his defense, or basically what he's going to do, he's going to tell them the story of his conversion, which is kind of cool. Anyhow, this is chapter 22 in the book of Acts. If you didn't catch chapter 21, I would go and look at yesterday's video first and then come back to this one. It'd make more sense. So if you recall, we left off, he had asked that he could speak to the people, and basically Paul had turned around and kind of like waved or whatever to the people, beckoned them if he would with his hands, and they fell into a great silence. So chapter 21, verse 1, Men, brethren, and fathers, hear ye my defense, which I make now unto you. And when they heard that he spake in the Hebrew tongue to them, they kept a more silence, and he saith, I am verily a man which am a Jew, born in Tarsus, a city in Cilicia, yet brought up in this city at the feet of Gamaliel, and taught according to the perfect manner of the law of the fathers, and was zealous towards God, as ye are this day. He's telling them, I know how you feel. I felt the same way. And I persecuted this way unto death, binding and delivering into prison both men and women. And also the high priest doth bear me witness in all the estate of the elders, from whom also I received letters unto the brethren, and went to Damascus to bring them which were bound unto Jerusalem to be punished. And it came to pass that as I made my journey and was come nigh unto Damascus about noon, suddenly there shone from heaven a great light round about me. And I fell unto the ground, and heard a voice saying unto me, Saul, Saul, why persecutest thou me? And I answered, Who art thou, Lord? And he said unto me, I am Jesus of Nazareth, whom thou persecutest. And they that were with me saw indeed the light, and were afraid, but they heard not the voice of him that spoke to me. And I said, What shall I do, Lord? And the Lord said unto me, Arise, and go into Damascus, and there ye shall be told thee of all things which are appointed to thee to do. And when I could not see for the glory of the light, being led by the hand of them that were with me, I came into Damascus. So when that happened, Paul was blinded for a while. Now, how would you like to keep in mind this? Paul had a strong reputation for going around and persecuting Christians and dragging them off to prison and to be punished. Here he was blind, being led into Damascus. And how'd you like to be this person? And one Ananias, a devout man according to the law, having good report of all Jews which dwelt there, came unto me and stood and said unto me, Brother Saul, receive thy sight. In the same hour I looked upon him. I highly recommend espresso in the morning. Gets me going. Gets you going too if you want it. Anyways. So now Paul can see, and he said, The God of our fathers hath chosen thee, that thou shouldest know his will, and see that just one, and shouldest hear the voice of his mouth. For thou shalt be his witness unto all men of what thou hast seen and heard. And now why tarriest thou? Arise and be baptized, and wash thy sins, calling on the name of the Lord. And it came to pass that when I was come again to Jerusalem, even while I prayed in the temple, I was in a trance, and saw a man saying unto me, Make haste, and get thee quickly out of Jerusalem, for they will not receive thy testimony concerning me. And I said, Lord, they know that I am imprisoned, they know that I imprisoned and beat in every synagogue them that believed on thee. And when the blood of thy martyr Stephen was shed, I also was standing by and consented unto his death, and kept the raiment of them that slew him. And he said unto me, Depart, for I will send thee far hence unto the Gentiles. And they gave him audience unto his word, and then lifted up their voices and said, Away with such a fellow from the earth, for it is not fit that he should live. And as they cried out and cast off their clothes and drew dust unto the air, the chief captain commanded him to be brought into the castle, and bade that he should be examined by scourging, and he might know wherefore they cry so against him, why they cry so against him. And as they bound him with thongs, in other words, they tied him up, Paul said unto the centurion that stood by, Is it lawful for you to scourge a man that is a Roman and uncondemned? Paul knew the law. He's using their own law against them. Gotta love it. And when the centurion heard that, he went and told the chief captain, saying, Take heed that thou doest, for this man is a Roman. Then the chief captain came and said unto him, Tell me, art thou a Roman? He said, Yea. And the chief captain answered, With a great sum I obtained I this freedom. And Paul said, But I was freeborn. Then straightway they departed from him, which should have examined him. In other words, they should have scourged him. They should have beat him. And the chief captain also was afraid, after he knew that he was a Roman, and because he had bound him. So they had already messed up. On the morrow, because he would have known the certainty wherefore he had accused of a Jew, wherefore he was accused of the Jews, he loosed him from his bands and commanded the chief priests all their council to appear, and brought Paul down and set him before them. That's the end of chapter 22, and we will pick up on chapter 23 tomorrow. I hope this has blessed your heart. Go read this for yourself. It's really fascinating to see, read, and feel the history of that time coming to life from the Word of God. Know that I love you. Have a great day. Bye.